Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm on my way to my thyroid appointment. So we'll see what's going on with this hair and these hormones. Chat later. In the meantime, though, here's a little update on my hair. I didn't cut my hair down to birth, as I called it. I did cut an additional 2 inches of the hair that was visible to my eye that was still damaged. And I decided to create a foundation from this point. Get braids so that I can moisturize my scalp, keep the hair moisturized within the braids, and still feel like me. I think they turned out great. This is a good protective style for the summer, and it didn't cause me a lot of distress about having to make the decision. But who is distressed is Mr. McKnight. He is in a whole whirlwind of cancel culture. Is he the victim or the villain? So now that we have kind of had our little update of my hair chronicles, let's get into a little small talk. So one of the hot topics on social media right now is Brandman Knight and his children. It is such a sad situation. I don't know if they are canceling him or if he's canceling himself. This is a prime example of when everybody think they're standing on business, but they're actually standing on bullshit. And everything that we see, everything we hear, everything we read is not true. But I'm struggling to believe that a parent could just alienate their children, disregard them. I can't. Do you understand the level of sensitivity and love and care that people have surrounding children? Prime proof of that is every Chuck E. Cheese in America. There's a police, there's a altercation where police have to be called out. We have had, in my town, Chuck E. Cheese's closed down because there's always people fighting over kids, baby mamas, and all this other stuff over children. And even though this is sensitive to say, but there are people who harm themselves and their children so that the other parent won't be able to interact with them and things like that. Those are the levels, although not good levels, but levels that people go because how attached they are to their kids or the children in their lives. And so I'm struggling to believe that a parent would do this. So there are instances where people, moms, amidst divorce and or just separation of the relationship, people keep their children away from the other parent or the families and things like that. You can't do anything about that. Well, the parent can. The parent can go to court and petition to have visitation and things like that. Anything outside of that realm of relationship to the child, everybody else is SOL. Ish out of luck. And it's difficult. But to purposefully, I just feel like, is there some, did he have a mental break? Is there a mental breakdown? Because I do think that people who use children as pawns or as their, as the energy in their machine, that is their power. They otherwise feel powerless if they don't have this, the ability to hold this over people and hurt people like that. That's crazy to me, but it happens. But he has chosen to not be in communication with his children. So he had shows this weekend in Detroit. I'm not from Detroit, but there are shows that he had, and they were canceled. The venue ended up canceling those shows because of all of this back and forth with he and his children, the outpouring of support for the children, and people wanted money back for their tickets. They canceled his show. So now this scenario is making him lose money. Whereas he didn't lose anything. Well, he lost the children in the relationship, but he's gone on and built a whole other family. Out of sight, out of mind. So I'm actually happy to see that people are like standing up. I hate when people act like they can't separate the artist from, and it's not necessarily their personal life, but the artist from their character. At some point, it does all go together, and it all needs to, one needs to affect the other. You have good character, hey, your fandom is amazing. People come and support you, sold out shows and all of that. But if your integrity lacks, then it should show up in your artistry as well, or the support of your artistry as well. So I'm actually surprised and happy to see that they did this. Detroit was like, no can do. We're not supporting you. You don't support your children. So I know that Brandman Knight said that at one point that the children were disrespectful and they were highly entitled. And that entitlement thing that'll work you. That'll get on your nerves. That will get on your nerves. So, but you raised them. Or did you? You were out on the road a lot. Parenting was probably put on the back burner and left to the primary parent, which is the mom. And how much input did you have? Parenting never stops. So if you see that there has been a misstep, if you see that there needs to be a readjustment to these humans that you're putting in the world, because now they're out there operating in a spirit of rejection. So when they get in relationships with other people to build their own families, guess what's going to show up? That trauma, which is going to affect someone else, the person that they're in relationship with, who does not deserve a level of distrust and discomfort and dysfunction that comes with the dysfunction of a poor relationship with the parent. That's crazy. It is absolutely a domino effect. People do have childhood trauma, and it affects everyone, and it will also affect their children. Because as far removed as you believe that you are from maybe something that you didn't care that your parents did, keep living. Keep parenting. Keep being in a relationship with people in general. It will show up. It will show up. So his kids are getting him canceled, and he's out here canceling himself because he is absolutely showing no remorse. He is absolutely not showing that he believes that there should be resolve. There's some resolve. And he is absolutely not indicating and showcasing that he is not only willing to make repair of that relationship with all of his older or his first set of children. There are, I think, 2 boys and a girl. That is what makes people upset. Not that everybody has some dysfunction in their family. But the fact that you are unwilling, that you are vocalizing this, if you just stay quiet, let people assume what they will. But you speaking up and not really even making the situation better is making it worse. So small talkers, I want to know, how do you feel about this Brandman Knight situation? Because I do believe that people do throw rocks and hide their hands. It could be Brian, or it could be his children. But because people are in support of the children, and people are sensitive toward children, it appears that they are in the right. They could have been disrespectful, cussing him out, taking money from him that he didn't authorize. I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying, what if? We don't know his full side of the story. And trust me, I'm not a fan of Brandman Knight. Never have been. I liked the episode he did on Martin years ago. I like 1 or 2 of his songs. I'm not against him as an artist. He just wasn't an artist that spoke to my spirit. So I don't have I'm not like cheerleading for him, because I'm not a fan. And I did cut him off years ago because I heard he abused his first wife. And how that was handled and how he handled that situation. I cut him off. I don't listen to any. I took everything everything I ever downloaded to my phone, you know, because with Apple, I don't care if you had your phone since 1976. If you get a new phone, everything uploads. Everything follows up. Ever since then, he's an abuser. He is an abuser. And so this behavior not only shows that he is not only a physical abuser, he's an emotional abuser. And while he thinks that his children have a high level of entitlement, so does he. Is he a narcissist? He's famous. He's used to being, you know, women dropping everything for him, given to him. All of the pomp and circumstance that comes with being a high level entertainer, and people thinking that you're attractive and things like that. And then you come home and people are not acting that same way. Who knows what happened? But it needs to be fixed. But again, his children could be disrespectful. They could have, you know, they could be entitled. You owe me, I need an allowance and all this other stuff. And you're 33 years old. And just because your parent has money don't mean you have money. And then when he didn't give the money, then he became a monster. I don't know. Because I know maybe 5 to 7 years ago, they were on the road together. They were making music together. And then something happened. So I don't know what that is. And the squeaky wheel gets the oil. And so his children are out here shaming him, putting him on blast, and everyone is eating it up. You cannot fight that kind of machine on your own. He absolutely, as an entertainer, he needs a fixer. Someone to come in and clean this whole imaging up. But there needs to be a genuine repair with his children, or at least an attempt. Now, if they don't receive it, that's on them. But at least he did what he's supposed to do, because now it's affecting his livelihood. Instead of just moving on in an unhealthy way, he's canceling himself. So do you think that there's a chance that he is correct and he's just not fighting back as hard as his kids are fighting at him? Or is he truly a poor father? Because just because he was a poor husband doesn't mean he was a poor father. But in this instance, that doesn't mean a person. If a person is a bad parent, doesn't mean that a bad spouse doesn't mean they're a bad parent. But in this instance, it is apparent that he is both. So is he a victim or a villain? Has anybody heard anything that would redeem him, redeem his image? Has anyone heard anything else? No, I haven't. But if you have, let us know. So he did what Drea from Basketball Wives did. She said when she was ready to have a family and a husband and create the image and life that she wanted, her hold'em was erased. It starts at 0. I am no longer a hoe, because she was a video vixen, and by her own admission, she dated a lot of, partied, and was a little promiscuous amongst the athletes. So when she got with her, they're no longer together, but when she got with this one football player, she was like, oh, that's over. I am a honorable woman now. I want to be an honest woman. Make me an honest woman. Marry me. My hold'em is gone. So Brandman McKnight said, I am no longer an abuser. I am no longer a bad father, because now I have a new wife. I have a new family, because they have a couple, maybe 2 children together. He a new man. He a new family man. He has started over. But he's left those other children in the dust. So at what point, short of physical violence and utter disrespect, like children, like regardless of age, because in this instance, they are his children, and the children title is a role and not an age. And if they're cussing him out and using poor language and things like that and trying to shame him and all of this, it appears he's wrong, but could he not be? What should he do in this scenario? What should he do? He's moved on with his life. Maybe he feels like he tried enough and they weren't willing to, give his program, and so he's moved on. Is that right or wrong? As a parent, as a parent, is there any instance where it is okay for a parent to say, that's it, and walk away and live their own life, find their own happiness, which it appears that he has done? Is there? I don't know. I don't know. So let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, and thank you for joining me. I look forward to your responses. Have a great day. Bye.